It's been a very sunny and hot couple of days, which has been quite the change of pace. We got little native bumblebees all over the place here. You can pet them. They're very sweet. That one wasn't as sweet. That one's tired. Do we have more over here? It's bedtime for bumblebees. I've seen a hummingbird on these several times. This is my Monarda. Clearly it's not the native bee balm. This sort of light pink is the color that won out and has taken over half of this bed. Still getting a whole lot of deer eating that mulberry tree up there. I think you can see the sticks. I'm trying to catch a third groundhog. And I think next time I do my cat's litter pan, I'm just dumping it all into their hole. See if that changes anything. They'll probably just kick it back out. Groundhogs like to live under sheds. The elephant head amaranth has gotten quite a bit taller, but gets about this tall. That's it in total. So I'm confused by its lack of progress. I don't remember what its speed was last year. We have light yellow glads this round. Seems like each color blooms in its own little batch. Also, they're heavy. They're very top heavy. Not a whole lot of progress in the tomatoes category back here. Good green growth. But, it looks like the only fruiting we're seeing is this right here. Still keeping an eye on the hardy kiwi. They're rock hard. But in order to allow them to fruit fully, you have to, here's another one. You have to keep it from becoming just like a big ball of leggy growth. I could let it get bigger, but I still have to prune off its extra growth during its fruiting season. And this is manageable at this size, but at a bigger size I don't think it would be. I think I'm going to have to come back and finish this because it's a lot for a video, but you get the idea. Pick off new growth. Nice tender new growth all over the place. A couple in here that I can't really reach. We'll come back for it. My seed parsnip is putting up seed. My rutabaga patch is doing just fine. And the scorzonera is making a comeback too. Got some weeds here. I have to go back and look at my history on Pennsylvania native plants requests because they told me what this one was. I think it's fireweed. And this is pokeweed. Oh, I just kind of poked a bee while pulling this out. Pokeweed gets to be, at this growth rate, at this growth size, if you boil it something like 6 times, sorry, neighbor's dogs noticed I'm here. If you boil it something like 6 times, then you can eat them, but it sounds like a lot of work to me. I put a cage around the plum, and I can see it's definitely appreciating that. It's got a lot of new green growth coming up. It was getting chomped, most likely by deer. This is getting chomped by June bugs, which are these guys right here. Yeah. I have them every year. The cherry tree that has been brought back from the brink from its run-in with verticillium wilt is getting its lower branches munched, it would seem, because there really should be growth. It would seem it's being eaten here down. At the top, we still have tent worms up there. I have not gotten them yet. And in the middle, we have June beetle damage. Yay! My two honeyberries are doing great. This one's getting taller. These are my hardy gladiolus. So let's see. This one is the berry blue pollinator. And this one is probably borealis. But the ground cover has gotten so thick, I don't know where the label is. Here's a weed that needs to come out. Big ol' honkin'. I don't know if this is technically crabgrass, but I do know I don't want it. No grass. This is also grass, even though it's in the glads and trying to blend in. Yeah. Couple more. I get a lot of grass seeds from the neighbor's yard. I want to dig out and transplant all of the daffodils along the edge, and probably this lily too, so that I can have the ability to shovel edge the other side of that fence so that they stop growing in quite as much. But there's so many bulbs along the edge of that fence that putting a shovel in just kills a bunch of bulbs. So, we'll see what I do. Peppers are still doing great. I've got a few weeds to pull up here. It's either been raining or oppressively hot for a while, so... Oh, somebody's kitty was here. I think this is the same fireweed. This is something different. This is evening primrose. This is out in my eyeball. Fireweed, fireweed, fireweed. Some sort of thistle, I think. Another sort of thistle. Yeah, decent amount of weeds through here. I'll just walk through all the fern growth. Got a nice little patch of parsnips here that I keep pulling up for dinners. A lot of the sow thistle, I just let it go and seed so that I have enough early spring greenery to pick from. So that's why you're seeing these all over the place. Full of eggshells in the back there, it looks like. Whole family of eggshells back there. Peppers are doing great. I want to see how long it takes them to get yellow, but also I maybe should just pick them at this point because they're big. That is the Joe Pye weed. It has hit its 10 or 12 foot stature. I come up to about here on this plant and I'm 5'5". So, okay, 8 to 10 foot. It gets a little bit more height and then they bloom pink and pollinators love them. I've learned that that is called hollow stem Joe Pye and it's the tallest of the native varieties. Still getting some serious munch action going on my Jerusalem artichokes. Quite a good bit of berries coming right off of the old style Jostaberry, the rambling one from before they fully cultivated it. Gotta get some of those potted up, I guess. And that might be about it. The lilies are going gangbusters, but they'll probably finish before too much longer. Tons of rhubarb. Hopefully some tomatoes. Over there, hopefully, some beans and squash in the shade. Got beans on this side, too. But they're not getting very tall. I thought they were supposed to be vining. They're taking their time. Yep. All manner of goodies around. This section is daff mixes on the end, a bunch of different seeded Saskatoons to see what varieties my garden can produce, a clear weed, which I'm keeping an eye on, and something that might be a phlox or might be a weed from some gifted plants from a friend before. The next row I have ready for receiving some daffodils, and the row after that I'm trying to dig out the massive root system of an everlasting sweet pea, which is a toxic perennial pea. There's a bird in the hops. The hops have decided to be ground hops this year. They did not decide to go over the archway except for that one branch of them. The elderberry seems pretty happy, putting out a good amount of fruit. It likes its trench. It's put up a new little shoot coming out of the trench. We'll see how that goes. The lilies in the front get a little bit less sun, so some of them are a little farther back in their cycle. So yeah, that's the garden. The sun's getting a bit low out here. I can show you that. And the sunset happens actually over there. Fire pit flooded pretty good a bunch of times, but it's probably a good night for a fire finally. Which, if so, I should get the tent worms out of the cherry tree and do so. So that's what's up. It's July 9th, 2019. It's my birthday tomorrow, so that's nice. And this is a permaculture garden in Pittsburgh. So, hope you're having a good day. Bye!